The boundary command will allow you to create a continuous boundary line outlining the perimeter of an enclosed area. This is a great tool to use in conjunction with the fill command to fill an area with a color, pattern, or an image. Before creating a boundary, use the Layer Manager to change the layer on which the boundary will be drawn. In this example, I'm going to create a concrete fill layer and click to the left of the layer name to make this the current drawing layer. You can create a boundary line by setting a point within a closed area or by selecting the lines, curves, circles, or arcs that make up the area. It's important that the entities intersect each other and create a completely enclosed area. If the entities do not create a closed area, the command will not work. You must make sure the entities intersect each other. If they do not, select an entity, click on an endpoint, and move the endpoint to intersect with another entity. While moving an endpoint, you can press and hold down the space bar on the keyboard to snap onto a line, circle, or arc to make sure they intersect. Click one time with the left mouse button to move the endpoint to the new location. Click on the Boundary command from the toolbar icon. There are two methods of creating a boundary using this command. The first method is to set a point by clicking one time with the left mouse button inside of an enclosed area. Set the point within the smallest section of the area. Setting a point within a larger section of the area expands the search for the boundaries in large segments. When the search reaches a small section, it cannot expand into this area and will fail. By setting a point in the smaller section of the area, the search will expand in smaller segments, allowing it to find the boundaries of all areas. Searching in smaller segments will increase the search time, but will provide better results when creating a boundary. When a boundary is created, it will automatically be drawn on the current layer and will be selected and available for use. Notice that the boundary ignored the tree symbols and text in these areas. The command will ignore most symbols as well as irrigation equipment such as pipes, valves, and sprinklers. So you can really see what area was selected as the boundary, I'll quickly fill this area with a concrete image and set the image boundary to invisible. I'll also move the fill pattern behind the other entities using the Edit, Draw Order, Move to Back command. Now let's create another boundary. When creating a boundary around a complicated area with lots of changes in direction or areas within areas, use the selection method to create the boundary. The command performs faster when the boundary entities are selected because it does not have to search for them. It can simply check to make sure they intersect and then create a boundary based on the perimeter. Let's make a new layer and call it River Rock. We'll also click to the left of the layer name to make this the current drawing layer. To select all of the entities that create an enclosed area, either drag a window around the entities or click on each entity one at a time while holding down the Shift key on the keyboard. Notice that there are three enclosed areas: the sidewalk, this area of the beds, and this outside area. Now click on the Boundary command. Since more than one enclosed area is selected, a message box will appear. Click inside of the desired enclosed area to create the boundary. It does not matter where you click, since the borders are already selected. The program doesn't have to search for the borders. Notice again that the boundary ignores the text, plant symbols, and boulder symbols.